I'm sure we've all seen those giant half-pound cookies on Instagram and TikTok that look like they could feed a family of four. They have crazy like fillings, mix-ins, and look like they probably have like over 1,000 calories each. This probably comes as no surprise to anyone, but on multiple occasions, I've eaten one of those giant cookies to myself all in one sitting. But truth be told, I never feel great after doing so. What if I told you that I made 3 different versions of these insane cookies that all have less than half the calories of a normal half-pound cookie while having at least 30 grams of protein? And you best believe they're gonna taste gooey and buttery and not spongy or hard. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Amanda, aka Fit Food AE, and today we're gonna be making 3 high protein, lower calorie versions of those giant half-pound cookies you see on the internet. So the flavors we're making today include birthday cake, chocolate chunk, and red velvet. So if you're excited to see me make these recipes, please give this video a like, subscribe, and share it with your friends, as it really helps the channel and I post new videos every week. And with that, let's get started. So the first recipe we're gonna be making is the giant chocolate chunk cookie. So this is the first of the half-pound cookie series that I ever made. This is basically what started it all, when I realized that there was like a gap on the internet. Like I could never really find a good version of these half-pound cookies as a high protein, low calorie recipe. So of course I decided to make it myself. I wanted to make sure that this cookie was gooey, buttery, and that it tasted like the real thing. Because we all know there are a lot of versions of like high protein, low calorie cookies that taste spongy and just like not great. So of course, in all these recipes, I use pea science protein. In particular for this one, I use the chocolate truffle flavor. So it is a whey casein blend. I haven't tested this recipe with just whey, but if you do, let me know in the comments below. If you do want to purchase from PE Science, please use my discount code FIT15. And in this recipe, I used oat flour instead of regular all-purpose flour. But if you don't have oat flour on hand, but you have quick oats, you can just grind those up in a blender. Oat flour actually only has one ingredient, and that is oats. Also, for all these recipes, I prefer to use a brown sugar substitute rather than the white sugar. I don't know, I just feel like when you're making regular chocolate chip cookies, you'll usually use brown sugar. And in this recipe, you're definitely gonna wanna use chocolate chunks, as it says, and not chocolate chips. It makes a huge difference, trust me. So before you put the cookie in the oven, make sure to chill the dough in the fridge for 30 minutes. This is important because then the cookie won't spread out as much, which is what we want. This looks so delicious, and if you made this today, I'm so jealous of you. So the next half-pound cookie we're gonna be making is the birthday cake version. This cookie truly lives up to its name because when you're carrying it, it's actually pretty heavy. This one is delicious. I think it might actually be my favorite because it has sprinkles, white chocolate chunks, and like a graham cracker swirl. So good. I feel like it's definitely the most decadent of the 3. So in this recipe, I use pea science protein. I believe when I made it this time, I used the vanilla version or the cake pop. You could also use the frosted sugar cookie flavor, which they just came out with. It's so good. They actually brought back the white chocolate macadamia version as well, so you can get that limited time. So in this recipe, I use Lakanto brown sugar substitute, which is a 0-calorie substitute for brown sugar. I don't know if I'm going to be using them going forward just because, so I used to work with them on an affiliate basis. They don't normally ship to Canada, but they only ship to me because my audience is mainly US based. So really only buy it on their website that ships to the US. But they mentioned that they're closing their affiliate program. So for now, I can't actually get my hands on Lakanto, which I'm really sad about because I love their product, obviously. So I think moving forward, I'm going to be using Swerve unless Lakanto decides to reach back out to me and change their mind. But yeah, there are obviously a lot of other competitors on the market for the 0-calorie brown sugar substitute. So I find that the pure pumpkin gives these cookies the best texture. If you're really in a pinch though, you can use unsweetened applesauce and it'll still work. Also, if you can't find actual white chocolate chunks, which I feel like most grocery stores don't sell, at least I haven't seen them, what I did was I just got like a white chocolate bar and I just kind of like cut it up into chunks. So after you put the dough in the fridge for 30 minutes and then bake it, when you take it out of the oven, you're gonna notice that it's still like soft. Don't overbake it, like don't put it in for longer, because basically what happens is that the cookie continues to bake as it's set out on the top of your stove. So just make sure to let it cool for an adequate amount of time, and then it'll kind of like harden to where it needs to be. Of course, this cookie is big enough that if you want to split it into 2 or into 4, you could share it, but personally, I wouldn't share. And for our final recipe, we've got the red velvet giant cookie. So for this cookie, I use a combination of 2 of P Science's flavors, the chocolate truffle and the vanilla flavor. If you don't have one or the other, you could just use all chocolate or all vanilla. It'll still work. So people always ask me about coconut flour. Basically, coconut flour is completely different from all-purpose and from oat flour. You only have to use a little bit in most recipes, and it has a 4-to-1 substitute with all-purpose flour. But yeah, you can get coconut flour from any grocery store, so I just highly recommend getting that and being able to use it in all the recipes that I have it in. I always thought that like putting vinegar in baked goods is weird, but in red velvet desserts, it's essential because basically it brings out the red undertones of the cocoa powder, or red tint. I don't know if it's like red undertones, red tint, but yeah, that's basically what it does. It also reacts with baking soda to help the cookie rise more. But on top of that, we're also going to use red food coloring because we just want like a bright red flavor. White chocolate chips inside of red velvet, like that is my favorite combo. So obviously here you're gonna have the same steps for chilling the dough for 30 minutes. Honestly, I have made these recipes in a pinch, like if I just really want the cookie without having time to chill the dough, and it still works. It just like spreads out a bit more. Comment below which cookie is your favorite. I'm just curious to see everyone's opinions. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then I'm sure you're looking for more cookie recipes. So I'm gonna link a couple of their videos here that you should watch next. And please be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, and share it with your friends, as it really helps the channel and I post new videos every week. And with that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.